Woman like to date older men, but other women hate if older guy has, what is this, like the Pleistocene era? If a older guy has a younger woman, how can we defeat shame from them? You know how you defeat shame in any respect? Be shameless. Like me. You can only shame people who have a sense of shame. You know, who are self-aware, who are like self-conscious. That's what gets me. I've answered this question before. Anyways, there you can't shame people who have no shame. I tried. I don't know if he got this, but I tried to explain this to Andrew Wilson too. I don't know if he sort of absorbed this, but like when he was going at Bevo, well, like when I was talking about it last week, he was going at Bevo. It's like he's trying to shame, effectively, he's trying to shame Bevo into like believing as he does, right? Like, well, if you let another man like rail your chick for, it doesn't matter how much money, you lose respect. You lose, men will look down on you for your lack of virtue and virtue. Like, where's my virtue bucks, right? But the thing is, he's trying to throw these shaming tactics at Bevo, and Bevo has no shame. So it's like you know, you're shooting your secret weapon at him, and he's got some sort of magical immunity to it. It's called I'm shameless, and you have no power here. Like, yeah, that's how you defeat shame. You're shameless, right? So when women try to here, I'll give you an example. So when I was going to bring this up anyway, so I might as well be now. My favorite example, of course, for the older man, younger woman relationship is Mike Sartain and Kylie, right? Kylie's 22, he's 46. When he gets run up the flagpole usually it's by women. It's not, sometimes guys, because they're trying to virtue signal to the women who would try to shame him in the first place, right? So it's what's called sneaky fucker game. It's like being a male feminist. Male feminists have to police other men, so and hope she sees this, bro. Right? So when it's not that men won't use the same tactics, they're just using it as sort of like a form of intrasexual combat. Whereas for women, it's like they're trying to shame, like when women shame like Mike Sartain, 46, for robbing the cradle. And Kylie knows exactly what she's getting. She's a smart girl. She's not stupid. Okay. The last part of this essay really addresses this, so I don't want to give away too much of it. But the reason why older women, and I'm relatively older, I don't mean like, in their 60s. I mean like women who are like of the same age, like 46 and maybe to 38, 37, whatever, don't like Leonardo DiCaprio. Because he, swaps out his 20 when a girl hits 25 or 26, he like swaps her in for a new model. The reason why they don't like Sartain, the reason why Lila Rose really effectively came at Justin Waller that one time on whatever podcast, is because they're trying to force those guys to fit into the sexual strategy or the sexual schema of what they believe is the right way to do things. There used to be, you guys remember that? Maybe some of you guys remember this. There used to be, I wrote an essay about this with the same title, but do you remember, maybe it's still a thing, it was half plus 7. That was what would determine the appropriate age for which a man could like court or date or fuck a woman, right? So let's say I'm 50 years old. Okay. Half would be 25. And then you add 7 to that. So 32 would be the appropriate age for a 50-year-old man to get after it with her, to pursue romantically. Now, that works kind of strangely in men's favor the older the guy gets. But half plus 7, when a guy is like, say, let's say 30 years old, that would mean she'd have to be 15 and add 7 to that, which would make her what? 21. So a 30-year-old guy is only ever supposed to get with a woman who's 21. And even then, I would say like women would probably lose their fucking minds and try to shame that guy for robbing the cradle. And the reason why, there's 2 reasons for this shame. The first one is that women of that age believe that men of their own like peer group, their own age cohort, should be getting with them. You shouldn't be interested in these girls. They're not mature. What would you ever talk about? She doesn't know. You're from a different generation. Fuck you and your generationism. I got into that deep at the end of this. That the reason I brought up generationism is because this is what you will hear men and women who are trying to deride older men and steer them away from fucking younger women or from getting after a relationship, whatever it is, according to the Brookings Institute, right? Because there's the reproductive dynamic, which now we're looking at the ultimate outcome rather than the proximate outcome. The proximate outcome is I'm 46 and I want to fuck a 22-year-old girl. That's a no-brainer. Yes, I do. In fact, a guy who's 56, 66, 86, 16 wants to fuck that 22-year-old. Okay, according to the stats from Dataclysm. Okay, that's already been laid out. Okay, but the reason why women have a problem with Mike going out with Kylie at 22 is because he is effectively removing her agency. Now he's probably worth it. She's got it. If she's 22, 23 years old, she's at the peak of her sexual market value. That is a lot of potential. And that is a lot of agency. And that is a lot of what I think Myron and I have called sexual capital. Myron calls it like you won the lottery and now you got to, either invest it or whatever. Like women are given a lot of winning lottery ticket when they hit like 18 or something. Like that's the analogy he uses. I call it sexual capital, meaning that woman has like a certain, depending on how attractive she is and she maintains herself. It can last longer. It can be shorter. If a woman gets obese at 23, well, then you're probably not as powerful or have as much agency as if you were like a hot piece of ass, right? So when women get to that point, they get to that stage, they have like their bank account is full. Along comes Mike Sartain and says, I know you got a lot of, it's opportunity cost. I know you have a lot of opportunity cost. You could use this potential to go, sow your wild oats, have a good time. Fuck, as women, the world is your oyster, Kylie. But I'm 46 years old. I am Mike Sartain. I have X amount of dollars. I'm still in fucking great shape. I'm very well liked. I have social proof. I am like Mike is definitely in the elite status. Does she say, you know what? This guy is a winner and he crossed the finish line and I want to get with the winner who already crossed the finish line? Or am I going to keep my sexual capital and hope for the best before I get to 29, 30 years old? Well, if the ship has come in, if Prince Charming has arrived, right? Seems to me like it's a no-brainer at that point. But the thing is the reason why women get so upset and they start to shame guys who are like 46 years old to get with the 22-year-old is because they believe that their life that could have been. Here's the decisions I would have made had I been in Kylie's position. Right now, the female critic might be like in her 30s or 40s, but they see that as robbing a woman of her sexual capital. She's taking all the lottery money away, taking all that stuff away, because women also know, once again, that their sexual market value is perishable. Right? Because men's criteria for sexual market value is fertility, youth, hotter, younger, hotter, tighter, right? She's got to be hot and she's got to be available. And where is that? Oh, right around the 23 mark, because we already know, according to here, 20, 21, 21, 21, 22, 21, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 22, 20, 20, 21. Okay. So you get the point. So women understand that. They understand that they're not going to be young forever. That's why they call, you want the joke? I'll give you the joke. That's the reason why they call the store Forever 21, not Forever 41. Women understand on an instinctual level that they are at their peak market value at Forever 21 because they would like it to be Forever 21. Anytime you like, here's a little bit of entrepreneurial advice for you guys. If you ever want to make a shit ton of money in a sort of a gendered market, sell women on two things: fear of missing out, and have them believe, or YOLO is another one, but fear of missing out, and create a product, create a mindset, create a lifestyle product that makes women believe that their sexual agency and their sexual market value is evergreen. Come up with a lie, come up with a social convention, come up with body positivity, come up with whatever it is. And it's easy to do with women because they instinctively, lean towards victimization, right? So you want to make $1 million? You want to make a good chunk of change by like sort of like selling products to women? FOMO, if you're missing out, and you go, girl. You're beautiful at any size. You're beautiful at any age. You're beautiful at any socioeconomic level. You're beautiful at blah blah. You're beautiful, but you're beautiful. You know what? Men can appreciate your real beauty. Have women believe that their sexual market value is evergreen, and if you can convince women to do that, they'll buy anything. My product, my oil of Olay, they'll slap their face with a fucking rubber dick. Remember that video? Like anything that will make women, believe that they can appear or be younger than they actually are is always a hit. And I've said this on numerous occasions, but the cosmetic industry, the multi-bazillion, it's not a multi-bazillion dollar, trillion dollar, economic corporate juggernaut because women want to look older. It's because they all want to look younger. Cosmetic surgery. Hey, Dr. O's, can you make my saggy and my butt flat? No, he doesn't get girl. He doesn't have any women that do that. They want to have a fucking Brazilian butt lift and they want to have fucking big so they can look younger, hotter, tighter. It's not hard to figure out. But how does that translate into women's sexual strategies? How does it translate into women shaming Mike Sartain or older guys wanting to get with younger women? Well, they'll run you up the flagpole and say, "Oh, she's stupid, or she's getting young and naive, and you're taking advantage, you're manipulating this young even Dr. Jordan Peterson says the same thing. They're young and dumb, and they're naive. That's why once their prefrontal cortex is suddenly mature, then they'll see right through your games there, mister." No, they won't. Tinder swindler pretty much put the lie to that freaking presumption. No, they don't, because the perception is everything, man. FOMO, and your sexual market value is evergreen. Those are the two things that the Tinder swindler sold every single one of his marks, every single one of those girls, and they were in their 30s. Come, I'll fly you to Belarus on my private jet, and I'm actually an agent, and my father was a diamond merchant, and now people are after me, and I need you to take out a quick loan of $30,000 for me. Oh, yes, okay, I'll do it. I need 9 of them. Okay. No, it's the fantasy. You're selling them FOMO, and it doesn't matter what they look like. Their sexual market value and their sexual agency is evergreen. That's what he sold them. Basic shit.